What's up, Facebook? Welcome to another I'm going to say muy caliente edition of Wasabi Wednesday. What? The hot and spicy truth of dating, love, relationships, and all the things that make life worth living. Making it happen, making some magic happen in the world. We got Miss Rebecca Boatman. There she is.
Hi!
Hello, darling.
Hi, bud.
Good to see you.
Hi, everyone on here. I actually have this up so I can share it, and it's easy, and I'm not sitting here staring at my computer forever.
Yeah, all right.
Let's do it.
We're doing it. Let's do it. I was just giving everybody, welcome to everybody watching live, watching on the replay. What's up, Keith? Rebecca's sharing. We are all systems go on Wasabi Wednesday. My name is Matt Schaefer. I'm a transformational speaker and coach obsessed with helping people make shift happen in their lives, right? It's all about getting from where you are to where you want to be. So if you're looking for help in relationships, in spirituality, or just to make a change in some area of your life, I work with both men and women who are tired of things being the way that they are. And I'm all about it. Rebecca, why don't you tell the people who you are?
Oh, fuck off.
Or tell me to fuck off.
I are such promoters, you guys. If you know what that means, that's a personality who's kind of like, woo! Like, you get excited about everything, and we just fly by the seat of our pants sometimes. So we talked at like 12:25. I was on with my dad. I'm like, oh, Dad, I gotta go. Matt's calling. We have a show in 5 minutes, and we don't know what we're talking about yet. So, but this will be a fun topic. So we just we really want to open this for you guys to ask us any questions, right? Like, ask us anything. Yeah. We're going to talk about it when it comes to relationships. And to intro myself, I'm a dating coach, a relationship coach, love coach. You know, you can call it whatever you want, but ultimately I help ladies create the relationship of their dreams. So it's fun, you know, and I have something, you know, what I see all the time is that amazing women make just the same mistakes. Like, they're all amazing and they tend to make the same mistakes. They don't even realize that they're keeping men at bay. So if you want to know what those are, just go to whatkeepsyousingle.com and you can get a free little download and be in my world, and I can be in your world and get to know you. So, and I'm excited for Matt and I to dive into this topic. We are here every Wednesday.
We are indeed. And I think sort of the container that we created, the theme that we created for this episode was like love, sex, and spirituality. Yeah. So sort of how do all those different components fit together, right? Like, how does whatever your spiritual practice is, or your faith or whatever, like, how does that play into the way you foster love with other people?
Yeah.
And the sex and the physical intimacy that you have with people, and does it help you or hinder you? You know?
Yeah.
Because I think that the way that we handle sex and relationship can help us in our development spiritually, and they can all help each other, or it can destroy it. I mean, I think that if we're, you know, like, it can also hinder it, right? And what if you and your partner have two different types of spiritual practice, or have different beliefs? Like, how does that play a part? So guys, give us a 1 if that's been an issue for you, right? If you've had a shared spiritual practice help you in a relationship, or if it's been a disaster, or if you just have any questions around this topic. Guys, this is a real open dialogue in this episode. We're freestyling today, so that's what we're all about. And we can share while people are thinking about what their questions are. What's up, Mike Chavez? Good to see you. Elizabeth Stanley, Chad Hogue. Guys, give us a 1 if you're excited to be here. Shayna, Lana, Lori, Tavir. Guys, and if you're watching, please share the video, guys. We're looking to get this out to as many people as possible. And we're going to be giving away free Organifi, amazing health food products, at the end of the show. All right, so you got to share to be eligible to win.
Yes, Sharis. Hi, Jason. Hi, Lori. Lori's a brave lady. She's a brave lady. Hi, Kristen.
I bet she is.
Everyone hopping on. So I love that you kind of, and what's your questions? Lori, Cassie, Mike, everyone hopping on. what are your questions? Like, if we could answer one thing for you when it came to dating and relationships, what would you want us to answer? Like, think of that one question and please post it so we can riff on it and shoot the shit on it. And I like the question that you asked in the beginning, Matt, about what do you do if you get in a relationship and your spirituality are different? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, and for me personally, it's definitely something that's come up for me in my life, both where I've been in deep alignment with the other person and where I've also been majorly out of alignment with girls that I've been on dates on, even, you know, recently. So it's kind of like because I think it creates such a different paradigm, you know. If you're in alignment with somebody spiritually and energetically like that, I mean, I think it's a huge catalyst for intimacy and growth and expansion in the relationship. It's like you're both heading, like you and Drew, right? You're both in alignment with your spirit. I mean, you know, he's super woo. You're like middle woo, right? Like you're, but you both go to church. You're both very deeply into what you're doing, and it works. But like I found, sometimes I've gone on dates with people that are very, very, very conservative in their values, you know, like people that are very politically conservative and conservative with their faith. And so I like to throw my spirituality out there as sort of a filter, because and tell me if y'all can relate to this. I don't need you to believe the same stuff that I do, but you need to respect my power and my ability to believe in whatever I want. Like, you got to respect my beliefs. You don't have to necessarily have them, but you at least have to respect my right to follow whatever it is that I want. You know what I'm saying? And I think that comes down to giving people space, right? To be their own person in relationship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that you shared that. So wait, when you said it's come up with you for you in dates before, will you give us an example? Like, have you ever like been on a date with someone and I wonder if people can relate to this and you really liked them, but then the spirituality wasn't a match and then what happened, sort of thing?
Yeah, well, so I was on a date and the girl was extremely attractive, and I was like, wow, I was super stoked about the date and everything. And she was super smart. She was like a real estate developer. And then I met up with her, and she was mega conservative politically. She was like unapologetically a big fan of our current commander in chief, Mr. Trump, you know, which is a huge trigger for me. Spiritually, she was very Catholic. She was very much like, she had these very rigid conservative stances politically and religiously and everything else. And so I wasn't in judgment of her for that, you know, like everybody is entitled to their own beliefs, but like,
don't lie to us, Matt.
huh?
You secretly were so annoyed. Don't lie to us.
The Trump thing pissed me off a tiny bit. It did. But at the same time, you know, at the end of the day, like I'm continually working to remove judgment from the way that I view other people. And was I going to marry the woman? Maybe not, but I wasn't willing to disqualify her just based upon the fact that we have different viewpoints on stuff. It's like, what can I learn from this person? But what I chose to do is I chose to go both barrels on her and tell her about my whole spiritual awakening, give her the whole enchilada on my shit, just to see how she reacted to it, you know, and could she handle it?
Yeah.
And she could. She did. Like, she didn't dismiss me. She didn't, you know, devalue my beliefs. And because of that, we ended up having a really nice, you know, date and experience, right? But I had to see if she was going to just reflexively judge me, right?
Yeah.
And she didn't, you know. But it's a good filter, because if somebody is going to judge you and be shitty to you just because their beliefs are different than yours, then I mean, those people don't get to be in your life.
So
right?
They can just piss off.
Yeah, they can piss off. Yeah, piss off.
You guys, can everyone give us a 3 if you think Matt's eyes look amazing right now? Bud, your eyes are glowing.
Are they?
They are. I love Wash Him said, this man looks like Tom Cruise. You should act in movies, man.
Wow. All right. I'll have to use this lighting more often. This lighting must be really working for me.
Yeah. Do you hear Sage barking?
I can't.
Okay, good. I like what Kristen said. Having respect for your partner is so huge. I completely agree with you. I was doing a presentation this morning for the course for my single ladies, and what I shared was, this is not for women who are not willing to respect and honor men. Like, it is so important. It is so important. That's what makes a relationship. And people wonder why they don't have great relationships. Literally 9 times out of 10, it's because they don't respect their partner. And it's like, they're not playing team, and it's me against them. And they're constantly think they're in their subconscious, they think everyone's their enemy, and it creates discord. So I love that you said that, Chris, and kudos to you. Hi, Rachel.
Yeah, there's no room for the hashtag Me Too, like, demonization of men in relationship. Like, we got to drop our walls, right, and allow ourselves to be vulnerable with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important.
Yeah, I love this. I love where this conversation is going, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts are, or what is your spirituality? Let's kind of take a poll from our audience. Like, what do you believe in? Are you an atheist? Are you religious? Are you spiritual? I was talking on my story today, Matt, and I'll share this with you in the group, is in launching that course for the single girls, and I was coming up with the different, there's 8 date smart moves that I'm teaching. I'm like, what is it that they need that I haven't given them? We haven't even gone live yet. I just wanted to make sure they get everything. And I was like, man, like, prayer is such a huge part of my life. Like, it's so important to me. And I know it's a huge part of the formula of my success. So, like, I have to give it to these girls. I'm like, so I'm just going to kind of just blast it out to my audience and let them know, and weed out all the people that aren't going to be a match for it. And it felt ballsy to do, but fuck, it felt so good. I got so many unsubscribes, and I think it's so important just to take this into relationships, is that you guys have to really be okay with losing a guy, be okay with losing a girl, because if you spend something, I mean, can I just say that, like, life with Drew, in the sense where we spend, like, I feel like 80% of our conversations are on this, and it's so fun because we're passionate. So if you're passionate about
I believe it.
Your religion, your spirituality, whatever it is, it's important to you, like, be unapologetic about it.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so funny you said unapologetic. That was exactly the word I was gonna use. Be unapologetic about your beliefs and about your experiences, and just fearlessly embody it, and allow them to do the same thing for you. Allow yourself to be seen. And it's beautiful to have that shared connection around this stuff. I don't know if I could be with somebody long term who doesn't have at least a similar belief system to me, just because I'm so deeply ingrained in my practice of meditation and prayer and yoga and all the things that I do. I mean, I'm not saying I could.
An idea?
Huh?
Can I give you an idea?
Yeah.
And I want everyone this to be live, so we can go back and look at it when you're engaged and married. I think it'd be so cool for you just to decide, like, I'm having that, nothing else. Like, you know what I mean? Versus, like, cause get to have that, right? I love that you said,
yeah,
Matt, I don't know if I could be with someone long-term and it's like, if it's something you're passionate about, like, of course you get to freaking have that shit with your Tom.
Yeah. Ass. Yeah. my Tom Cruise, physique and face. Well, Kristen makes a good point though around this. She says, I think if you have too much in common with your partner, the relationship can become boring, because you're not really teaching each other anything, and you won't have that much to talk about because you're too similar. And that's an interesting, I love that point, because there's a degree of truth to that. Like, you want to have somebody who there's some difference there, so that you guys can help each other expand and learn more about the world. Do you think there's any validation to what Kristen is saying? I know that I think that there's something that's an interesting point that she makes around that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've never really thought about that. I haven't experienced it, so I can't really speak for you know what I mean? Like, so I'd be bullshitting you, and it'd be ignorant for me to sit here and act like I can, like, honestly answer.
I mean, okay, Rebecca, I don't want to call you out, but are you telling me that Mr. Pharmaceutical dude was, like, right in alignment with you spiritually and all that stuff?
I'm speaking into her question, babe. Her question.
Well, I'm saying, like, in your personal experience, like, you've been with people who are very different than you, and did those people, I mean, even those relationships,
extremely mentally stimulating.
Yeah. So there was, I mean, I'm not saying that those relations, but I'm saying, like, sometimes it's cool to be with somebody who's different. It can be it can be expansive for you. But again, do you want to marry that person who's like radically different from you? I think that's an important distinction.
I think also knowing that is, as humans, we constantly want to create, right? We're this life force. We constantly want to be in creative expression. And when we're stagnant, we feel like it's death. So if you're constantly in creative expression, wanting to learn, I just don't ever see there being an end point of things to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to answer that question because I think it's a limit, in my honest opinion. I think it's a limiting belief and view.
A limiting belief, yeah, that just because you're similar to somebody, you won't be able to teach each other more stuff, and you won't be able to get bored. Because I think part of what what you're saying, speaking into, is that you can explore stuff together, right, with your partner. Like, learning doesn't have to come from the fact that you're different. It can come from the fact that you both want to learn more stuff. I'm sure you and Drew are little cosmic astronauts out there exploring different stuff all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, we have fun. The other morning, he gets up so freaking early. The other morning, we were up at like 4 a.m. talking about the different chemicals in our brains.
Oh,
so fun. So, and Kristen, I want to invite you into looking at, and I don't know the answer to this, right? But I would just invite you to look at, is there possibly a fear that if you date someone that's like you or similar to you, it will end, and then you'll, because you're too similar. And maybe just if you're stuck on that, right? Or if you really believe that, maybe just being open to that, there could be lots of things that you could always talk about.
Yeah. And so, yeah, and Kristen's saying that, if you have an even balance of similarities and differences, there's enough room to learn from each other. And I mean, I think we can even broaden that to say that we can always learn from each other, right? Whether we're similar or we're different. And maybe you don't want to be with your mirror image, right? But I think it's more important to have similarities and congruencies that allow people to understand each other and communicate in a similar way than to have people that are radically different. Because when you're radically different from your partner in your spiritual beliefs, in your sexual whatever stuff, or
how do you relate?
Your beliefs about, yeah, how do you relate to each other? And you're going to be working so much harder to continually bridge that gap. And if both of you are just wired differently, do you really want it to be that much work, right?
I think it also comes back to one of our biggest, the human desire is to be heard. We want to feel heard and we want to feel understood. And if our belief system is founded on, say, we'll just say A, and your partner can't relate to that at all, like you're not going to feel as heard and understood and supported, which I think kind of answers the question you were asking earlier, Matt. So,
yeah.
Tying it all back around, like, I think it's so important to know that if there's something that's so important to you, you absolutely can find a partner who's a match and who loves those things just as much as you do, if you want that, right? When you decide, I want this, and it is out there, right? Hi, love. Oh, Shima's on. Hi, Shima.
Yeah, and Candace from my workshop last week. What's up, Candace? Good to see you, my dear.
Kristen, I love thank you for being so engaging. I love when people are like this with us. So thank you.
Yeah, guys, please ask us questions, comment. We love it when we're able to have a conversation with y'all about these topics. So, I mean, I know as a very woo-woo guy, it definitely helps just ease the process of getting to know somebody if they can relate to me talking about energy and meditation and cosmic stuff and chakras and blah, 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 all that hippy-dippy stuff, I mean, it makes it a lot more fun.
All that, wow.
Huh?
I want to know who else you love chakras. Drew does, and I'm always like, it kind of goes over my head.
But you don't go into judgment about it. You don't dismiss it. You're open to it because you are an incredibly energetically powerful human. It's part of, I'm sure, why Drew is drawn to you so much, is you're such a bright light, and he can feel that light, as all of us can. But he's very, very highly conscious, and he's deeply grounded in that stuff. So, I mean, he's going to teach, I'm sure he's teaching you a lot. And that's something that's cool about being maybe a little bit more woo than your partner, is that it's fun to be able to teach somebody who's open about that stuff, right? I'm sure he's doing that all the time, isn't he? With you?
Yeah, of course. It's so funny how there's times when I feel like, and I know that all women and even Matt and men can probably relate to this. There's times when I'm like so down to play the student role in my relationship and like listen, and there's times when I'm like, okay, like that's enough. You know what I mean?
enough with the woo. Just enough with,
Or just
and also
teaching, you can teach me like a certain percentage of the time, but if you're always acting like I'm a student, like I'm gonna slap your ass.
yeah. Well, that's it, and that's also, you know, he's a little older than you. He's been around a little bit long, but that's
Anything,
I,
nothing
I
but a
kind of
number,
think,
okay? Shut your little pie.
I agree. I agree. But what I'm saying is, from the masculine perspective, like, we like to be, you know, the container, right? We like to be the teacher. We like to be that force, right? And so I think that teacher student thing from the masculine and the feminine, that sort of is good for polarity too, you know. So not that we can't learn. I've learned a lot from you, and I'm sure Drew is learning a ton from you too, you know. But I'm sure you're a great student as well, you know. So it's about finding a balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
In all this stuff. And so maybe it's not about finding somebody who's totally different than you or someone who's totally the same with you, but finding that perfect balance of similarities and differences, so you can both teach each other stuff, but you can also both see and understand each other at a fundamental level, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you don't want to have to force that.
Yeah.
Or really work on that, right?
And it kind of goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning, which is respect. Because when you respect your partner, you stop and you listen to what they have to say. And it's so important. It's so important. And that's what we want for all of you guys on here. You know, we should be talking about what Wasabi Wednesday is probably 3 times throughout the show. So people who come on, you know, Matt and I are talk about the hot and spicy truth when it comes to dating and relationships. And what we want for you guys is to be in the most amazing relationship, one like where your wildest dreams come true. And all of these little things matter, right? So if there's one thing that you could take away, or one of many things, just know that whatever it is that you value, that you're passionate about, and those things that you want in a partner, that you can have them when you decide that it is what you really want. And also, sometimes we don't know what it is what we really want until we're dating. And then when we're dating, because like I've totally done that. I was like, oh, I think I really want this. I want this. And then when I actually got it, I'm like, this is not what I want.
Yeah.
You gotta go out and date.
So true.
And then you learn like shit, spirituality, or someone like being able to talk to me about these things is important, or money is important, right? Like whatever it is, you got to date and figure it out.
You got to date, you got to get contrast, right? You learn what you love, you learn what you hate, you learn what your non-negotiables are, you learn where you got wiggle room. And I mean, that's why that's okay to go out there and date a bunch of people who maybe aren't your ideal match, because they can help give you clarity. I think it comes down to clarity around what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and what it is that you will not accept, you know. And I think a lot of those boundary lines happen around beliefs and around spirituality and around sex, you know. I mean, I think those two things are deeply connected, right? And so and then the only reason you learn all that stuff is the fact that you have to have the courage to communicate.
Yeah.
Right? You got to be able to communicate what you're about powerfully, and even more importantly than that, ask the right damn questions, right? You got to be courageous enough to ask the person you're with questions. What do you believe in? What do you want? What are you into? You know, like, if you can't ask that shit, like, don't just let them say stuff by default, you know? Like, you got to ask.
These are so good. Okay, so since we have 8 minutes left, we're going to keep going, but you guys can win Organifi, which is the most amazing health food products. I'm trying to think. Well, we need to think of a different question. But all you have to do to win is click share this, and type. Come watch Wasabi everyone say. Click share, and let's think of a question. Okay, how about a letter? We've never done that. A letter between A through Z.
Okay. A letter. All right.
Any better idea? And if you don't win, someone actually uses the code. Nick Harris, who's always on our show, used the code yesterday. He's like, I saved $45 from your code. I'm using code Wasabi. So you can go to the store and use code Wasabi, and you can get 15% off your entire purchase. There's green juice, red juice, gold juice, all for health, weight loss, all that fun stuff. Protein powders. It's so freaking good. The other day, Drew put vanilla protein and then gold in cereal. Holy shit. It tastes like cake for breakfast.
That's amazing. I do the chocolate complete protein literally every day. Every day.
It's so good. Let's see what Kate said. Kate said, I totally agree. I can't be in a relationship with someone if I don't respect him 100%. Respect is important. Yes.
And respect comes with, I feel like respect comes with understanding, right? Respect comes with understanding and being able to see that person and honor who they are, even if they're a little different than you, right? I mean, maybe especially because they're a little different than you. Maybe they've got strengths where you have weaknesses.
Yeah.
You know, like I respect women that are more, confrontation, that have a more direct way of communicating than me, because I tend to be more roundabout and more people pleasery in the way that I communicate. So I can respect it when somebody is very direct in the way that they communicate, and they're not as much concerned with pleasing others. Like that's a cool thing for that. That's something that I actually can look up to in somebody, and it's not how I am. So it doesn't need to be that they're just like you.
Yeah. This is good. This is so good. Okay, so what should the question be?
So are we doing the letter?
Yeah. Okay, so whoever guesses the letter, I'm gonna think of it. Or do you want to think of the letter?
Sure. I'll think of it.
So everyone.
Or I'll write it. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down right here. And I'm gonna write down a letter.
So the letter will win or a free thing of Organifi.
Yeah, so guys, share the video, guys, and then put a comment in the comment box with a letter between A and Z. I have written down a letter on a piece of paper. Put a comment in the box with a letter between A and Z in the box. I've already written it down, so it's in thing. You got to write down the letter and then share the video, and then we will pick whoever gets the letter or whoever's closest to the letter, since it is a letter. Right?
Yeah. So write your letters in here and you can win.
You can win some Organifi. That's what it's all about.
I leave tomorrow to go to Mexico, and Matt gets here. So Matt, you're literally, what the hell? We should have planned that. He's coming to San Diego the same time that I'm going.
I'm sad, Becca. What? I really am sad I didn't get to see you.
Weekend anyways. Is there an event?
No, I'm coming to move out of my cottage.
Who did Ricky get the place?
Ricky got the place.
Ah, so awesome! He was
Rebecca's friend. Rebecca connected me with her friend Ricky, because I said that I'm getting ready to move out of my cottage, which is really a 1 in a million little spot in Ocean Beach. And she connected me with a person. I had a ton of people interested, but he got in there first, and he really liked it, and he's taken over it. So I'm really happy that he's going to take over that cottage, and he's basically taken over all my furniture, everything. Like, I'm just selling him all my stuff. I'm walking away.
Brad, he just came from San Francisco too. Hi, Dylan. Dylan's on here. Hey, bud. That is
yeah, guys.
Cool. I can't believe you're going to be here.
So it's
That's bullshit though. Just saying.
I know. I'm sad. I'm going to miss you. I'm leaving Monday afternoon. But guys, so everybody who's jumping on, we are at the Organifi giveaway portion of the show. All you have to do is guess a letter between A and Z, right? A and Z, guess a letter. I've written down a letter on a piece of paper, and you will win up to an $80 product from the Organifi store. But you got to guess a letter and share the video. Those are the 2 prerequisites. So far, we have 0 people putting a letter in the box.
You know what? It's because our questions suck ass. That's our problem.
Yeah, I think the letter question might be even worse than the number question.
The number?
How about we go with the number, guys? A number between 1 and 50. A number between 1. I'm gonna write down a number right now, and then you gotta guess a number between 1 and 50. Unless there's something weird with the comments. I mean, maybe like the comment box. Okay. Oh no, Kristen wrote a letter. So, Kristen, if nobody else puts it, what's up, Allison Ramsey? Good to see you, my dear. If no one else puts a letter in the
Allison's on here. I remember Dylan. I sent a whole thing of Organifi to his family as a surprise for his little sister, and he didn't tell his mom, and his mom shipped everything back, thinking they got randomly. So
that's too funny.
So she said M. Chris. Okay, so what?
Well, guess what, Kristen?
How you doing?
If Kristen, you're the only one who entered in a number and you entered in a letter. So guess what, Kristen? Congratulations, you won Organifi this week. So way to go, girl.
Okay, so all you gotta do is email me, Rebecca@thebravelady.com, exactly what you want from the store, along with your shipping address, and all I do is forward it to shipping, and then it arrives at your house. So that's about it. Are you?
What a deal, guys!
Are Allison and Amy related?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Are you, Allison, are you related to Amy Ramsey? One of our homies?
Hi, Candace. Did I say your name right? Okay, so it's already 102. We're doing so well. You guys, next week is our year, right? Or is it 2 weeks from now? We got to figure it out. But we're almost
Let's figure it out.
for Wasabi Wednesdays.
I can't believe it's been a year. Can you freaking believe it?
I know. Isn't that crazy? So we're gonna do something.
It is.
We'll figure it out. We'll kick our promoter into gear and plan ahead of time.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this shit figured out.
We will. All right. So yeah, we'll plan.
Oh, go ahead, bud.
Go ahead, babe.
I was gonna do a little shameless plug again for all my single ladies. Go to whatkeepsyousingle.com and you can download my PDF on the 3 biggest mistakes that singles make. I'm not kidding you. If you cut these 3 mistakes out, it'll make the world of difference for you. So go, and then you can be my world and we can stalk each other.
Check it out, and be sure to check me out on my Monday show every 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Mondays with Matt. And if you're interested in private coaching, reach out to me. I am taking 2 more clients here for the remainder of the year, and I get incredible results for people in their lives. I guarantee it. So, wonderful to work with you guys. Thank you for jumping on. Rebecca, as always, it's a pleasure, my darling.
We love you guys. See you next week.
Love you guys.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye-bye.